What if I told you that you have been lied to? There are quite a few young YouTube millionaires who are documenting this lifestyle that you find inspiring, but they're not really living the lifestyle that you want to live. What do I mean by that? Well, a lot of these young content creators who document this lavish lifestyle are actually living well above their financial means, meaning that if they were to stop filming videos for just 3 months, all of the cars that they're showing off, all of the properties, the apartments, penthouses, etc., would all be repossessed. They don't actually have financial freedom. Even though they might be making quite a bit of money, they don't have financial freedom. That said, that's not who I'm making this video about. In this video, I want to expose the dark truth about young YouTube millionaires who are actually wealthy, meaning that they have the ability, if they want, to stop working for the rest of their lives and be financially secure in their late teens or early 20s. Those are the people that I'm talking about. That said, the first truth that you need to know about these people is that it is possible to get to that point. It is very much possible to become a millionaire in your late teens or early 20s. If you follow the advice that I give you in this video, you will become one of those people. And maybe I'll make a video about you. That said, it's possible, but you need to understand that there are no shortcuts on the path to success. You see, if you're 19 years old, you're not going to be rich at 22. I'm going to be upfront with you, and I'm telling you this because I care and because I was in your position. When I was 19, I thought I was going to be rich in my early 20s, and that is not how it works because there are no shortcuts. What a lot of people do, perhaps yourself included, is they try to look for shortcuts in order to shorten the path between where they are and where they want to be in life. And what you'll find is that if you constantly search for shortcuts, you never actually get to the destination. Then you become bitter and resentful. You write off the destination entirely. And you tell other people in the YouTube comment sections of videos like this that it's actually not possible to become rich at a young age. It is, but you have to walk the path. Meaning, you have to pick a lane, be it YouTube, dropshipping, SMMA, anything else in between or beyond. You have to pick a lane and you have to follow that lane until you get to your destination, which is wealth, financial freedom at a young age. Now you might be wondering, well, in that case, how did people like Jordan Welch or Iman Gadzhi, I don't know if I'm saying his name correctly, but you know who I'm talking about. How did these people become rich in their early 20s? Well, the reason why they got rich in their early 20s is not because they found a shortcut or a hack, or not because they were able to shorten the path. The path is the path, and you have to follow the path. The reason why they're rich at an early age is because they started earlier than you. This is the dark truth about these young millionaire gurus that you see on YouTube or TikTok, Instagram, etc., is that all of these people started much younger than you. Now, while it may be true that not all of these people started their business that they talk about on their YouTube channel at an early age, all of them started some sort of business at a much younger age than you did. This is the biggest misconception that I had when I was 18 or 19 years old. I didn't understand that those people that I was seeing who were rich at 20 and 21 years old, they had a 4 or 5 year head start on me. So in other words, if you start at 13 or 14 years old and you do not stop at all, you continue pursuing the path. Maybe you even do look for shortcuts along the way, but then you come to that realization that there are no shortcuts and you have to actually cover that distance, which means you have to do a lot of work and you have to become better. When you have that sort of head start, of course, you're going to see the results much sooner. So in other words, you starting at 19 means that you're 5 or 6 years behind the person who started at 13 or 14. So it naturally follows that if it took them 7 years to become a millionaire, then it's probably going to take you those same 7 years, which means that if you're 19, you're not going to be rich before the age of 26. Now here's the cool thing. If you become wealthy at 26 years old, or even 30 years old, you're not a failure, contrary to popular belief. Just because you got there later than other people doesn't mean that you're any less successful than them. Because again, you started later. Now, that said, like I said, there are no shortcuts from where you are to where you want to go. There are literally no shortcuts. And I know because I looked. I spent a lot of time searching for shortcuts, and what I realized is they do not exist. However, while there aren't shortcuts, there are accelerators. What do I mean by that? If you've ever played Mario Kart, then you've probably seen those little boosts along the racetrack. When you're traversing that path from poverty to prosperity, there will be accelerators, there will be boosts along your path. Now, what do these boosts look like? These boosts will appear in the form of courses, mentorships, masterminds, coaching programs, paid communities, etc. This is another dark truth about young millionaires, is that more often than not, the people who are wealthy at a young age invested a lot of time and money into their own success. So from the time standpoint, again, this means they have worked very, very hard for a very long time. Really, truthfully, the main common denominator between all young successful people, or really all successful people in general, is that they just didn't quit. They might have pivoted, maybe they had to change their lane a few times, but they never quit pursuing that destination that they set in their GPSs. So they all put the time in. It's just that, again, some of them started at earlier ages than you did, but they still put in the same time. It's just that time was allocated over a different period of their lives. Now, as far as money goes, this right here is the cheat code when it comes to becoming wealthy at a young age, or getting rich quick, if you will. A lot of people like to write off online courses and coaching programs, mentorships, masterminds, etc. as scams. And listen, I was one of those people. As a matter of fact, I never invested in and or completed an online course until I was 23 years old. So literally last year was the first time I actually completed a full online course. And once I took that first online course, I realized, wow, if I had just taken this course when I was 19, I could have been so much further ahead, because the course gave me information that could have helped me avoid various pitfalls that other people have already made. In other words, when you take courses or you join these coaching programs, these masterminds, etc., when you invest money into your online education, not in the form of college, but in the form of, again, mentorships, masterminds, etc., when you invest that money, you get all of the lessons with none of the losses. And what a lot of people like to say, my younger self included, is that all of the information is free. What's the point of paying for an online course when you can get the information for free on YouTube University or Google? And while it is true that you can get all of the information for free, if that's the case, why aren't you rich yet? Why are you not rich? If you can get all of the information that you need for free, why are you not rich? The reason why you're not rich is because you don't even know what you don't know. You don't know what information you're missing, therefore you don't even know what information to go seeking out. And because of that, you end up learning through trial and error. And while it is good to put principles into practice, if you don't know which principles to put into practice, you end up operating in the dark, like I did for pretty much the first 4 years of my entrepreneurial journey. Again, it wasn't until literally last year at 23 years old that I finally came to my senses and became tired of operating in the dark. And I started spending money on online courses. And lo and behold, I actually learned things, because I was learning information that I never would have thought to have seeked out in the past, because I didn't even know that these things existed. I didn't know what a lead magnet was. What is a lead magnet? I didn't know what it was. If you don't know what that is, then you should go take a course on sales funnels, for example. You're like, what's a sales funnel? Exactly. You don't know what you don't know. And so you're not paying for the information, you're paying for the curriculum. You're paying for the organization and concision of the information. And in that way, you're buying your time back. This is another common denominator between not just all young successful people, but all successful people in general, is that they buy their time back because they understand, fundamentally speaking, that you can always make more money, but you can never get your time back unless you pay for it. And so when you learn to value your time over money, what ends up happening is you end up getting a lot of your time back. And lo and behold, you end up becoming successful much sooner than other people.